Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty players don't know how to respond to this.
I want to get the word out. This game's incredible. Sony doesn't want regular flat screeners inside the headset, inside the immersive action game and alpha supporting their values, control, and content. They want you on flat screen, indoctrinating you. I mix this in. It makes me feel better as an adult. The guns feel awesome. The vibrations, the organic mechanics, picking the guns up, closing one eye to look down the scopes, dual wielding if you want, peeking around corners. This stuff is the future of fun. It's the adult way to game. Mix this stuff in an hour to a week. It will change your life. The longer I have the headset, the more I appreciate it. I got videos coming out. I'm fine-tuning ideas. Guys, leave me a comment if you have a headset. Let me know how good you think it is. If you don't have a headset, ask me a question. This stuff is cheap in 2024 and Joe Biden reality. Debunking the pricing myth coming out soon.
This is world building and Mythos content for Dark America and the Platinum Pill. What you just saw is the real FPS. Pavlov VR. But the real FPS is a blanket statement for VR being the better way to engage with the FPS genre. That's why VR is the alpha half of the Platinum Pill. The outro is another curated piece of content, so I'm just gonna say what needs to be said now and catch some of you up on the Mythos. Because you'll notice I didn't put PSVR 2 in the title of this video, even though it's basically a promo for the PSVR 2 headset and VR gaming. That's intentional, because I'm trying to reach more PlayStation gamers who overlooked this technology. You don't see or hear PlayStation talking about this stuff or marketing it, and that's intentional. That's why I make my own promos. I'll probably release an extended cut version of this video later, because I already have stuff on the channel that this signal is a follow-up to, and many of you will appreciate. Well, I don't know. We'll talk about that in the outro. But check out my Pavlov VR Killionaire Club, just to get more of me talking about why I think it's really important to spend your time inside these games as an FPS player, even if you don't use VR for much more than that. And this is obviously any medical issues aside. You're exempt from that if you have medical issues. But I know other people are also gonna push back, so one of the kind of memes or jokes that I have is people will say it's too much work to stand up and game in VR, but they'll bend over to game on flat screen. Bend over to the flat screen agenda and the industry and all of that stuff. And so the Platinum Sigma Mythos is based on Platinum Pill gaming and being past the Black Pill. And the Black Pill here is that while a lot of people just continue to be disappointed by the FPS industry or have little beacons of light that don't pan out into anything meaningful or special long term, these servers aren't permanent either. So if Dark America does grow and we are able to build the gamer army or like the military component of the gaming community, by the time we do that, this stuff might not even be available for us anymore. Like, we don't have control over getting access to this stuff, but what we do have right now is not the live service loop garbage. It's really special and can really take people's gaming into the future, more so than the newer content coming out on flat screen, even though this stuff has been out for years already. And that's kind of like the other black pill, or why the black pill is dead, is that virtual reality was the red pill. And it was the red pill for very good reason. It solved all of the problems that the industry was pushing on flat screen. All of the blue pill problems. But I didn't want to keep scaring off all of the flat screeners by being too insulting, labeling all flat screen gaming the blue pill, because that's not true. There's a lot of good stuff on flat screen still, even some newer stuff. flat screen Sigma gaming in the Mythos. We've barely gotten to talk about that on the channel yet. But the industry and the FPS games on flat screen continue to be blue pill garbage in many ways. Check out the other files, the real alpha test. It's a marathon video. I also have the attack on masculinity and Dark America, and I also have a PSVR 2 advertisement for this in my shorts feed in alpha alert in energy boost, because again, I could get more viewership if I labeled my videos all for the VR community, but that's not the goal for my channel. I want to reach everybody. That said, people don't really want this marketing. They didn't want it when it was the red pill. They didn't care. They're still playing Call of Duty. They're gonna play the next Call of Duty. They're still playing Battlefield. They're gonna keep forgiving the industry. And people aren't just gonna listen to me and upgrade and invest in a VR headset, especially in this economy. They might not even be able to, even if they want to. But I've been talking about this for years. This isn't my first channel. And so part of the reason we ever hit black pill content is because a lot of the gamers don't want game better. They just want to fight with the industry and complain about the state of gaming. They don't want to, shape their own future and do their own thing. That's why the Platinum Pill is building a new future separate from the industry. And that's why we're going to be spending time in older games like Pavlov over the newer stuff. And so I made black pill content talking about it, and then I killed the black pill and I started a new channel. Instead of bending on the message, I just made it more elite. So the FPS gamers that do join this community and do spend their time inside the VR shooters should feel really good about it. I'm showing you my 6-month update, my alpha gaming update for the PlayStation files, talking about how this marketing has performed, and talking about how I'm not even sure if I should still keep making PlayStation content or switch to regular gaming content. That doesn't mean I'm gonna not talk about the PlayStation tech. I just really don't think the PlayStation gamers want this, and I might be wasting my time talking about it because nobody's interested so far. So here's my 6-month alpha update, and you'll see in some of the edits, they never cared about the red pill. They don't care about alpha. Is alpha already dead? It moves quickly. But that's why I have that stuff in there. And also my first screen, or one of the first screens, about how none of the FPS flat screen gamers are getting laid. Even the Arc Raiders gamers, which I know people are really enjoying that game and having a lot of fun in it. And it's been one of the better experiences in the FPS or extraction genre, shooter genre. There might even be some third-person stuff in that. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I say they're not getting laid because I have special marketing for the PSVR 2 headset that's like a penis controller. You'll understand that and appreciate it more if you check out the Attack on Masculinity and Dark America video. And I might have to come up with some Bonnie Blue advertising or jokes or parodies in the future to maybe advertise Pavlov and VR shooters. So I know this was a little long-winded. I don't have a studio right now. I gotta do some of these parts and some of these edits on the fly, just in the street, guys. It is what it is for me right now. I can't even access alpha gaming and I'm talking about it. That's how important it is. Remember to feel good about your gaming, follow the mask, and stay platinum. Here's the outro. If you think it's clown reality that 6 months into making the PlayStation files, I have to start making the platinum files because the PlayStation community didn't like my pro PlayStation hardware, but anti-PlayStation corporate content. You might really like my secret PlayStation virtual reality promos inside that content. Made for everybody, even the flat screeners. If you can't stay alpha, stay sigma, and everybody stay platinum.